Steven, I think they're ready for us. You ready?
Yeah.
So, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of We Got Next. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes, aka AO Shifty, with the one, the only Steven at Steven_Springs. Steven, how you been? How's life been treating you?
Things are good. You made your way over this way on Saturday night.
Yep, that was the
Had ourselves
day.
a night. Good times, good times. We'll keep everything to ourselves. We got baseball tonight. For the little man, Mason went 3 for 3.
Okay.
And he's now 6 for 6 on the year, bat 1,000. Big dog's keeping it up. Now, like there's so X amount of pitches until you miss it and then you go to the tee. But he's hit
Mm-hmm.
every ball on the pitch instead of having to move to the tee. So
Mm.
we're heading in the right direction. So good for the squad. But transfer portal in college football is open. Penn State has had um I think one person go in the portal. Oh yeah, two players go in the portal in the last 2 days, both wide receivers. Not I'm not totally concerned about it. I don't think Penn State fans should be concerned about it. Had the spring game over the weekend. I will eventually put out probably something this week for the quick slants about the spring game, about spring practice, about the summer. Start working on that. And that's about it, man. I'm just busy activities. You know how it goes. Well, you don't, but you know how my calendar. Yeah,
It's
that's
funny
always
that,
that.
so it's funny because I actually was hanging out with one of my friends today because we do basketball usually on Tuesdays. And I was joking around saying, the life that Steven lives, our lives are completely different. Like you have
Yeah,
to take into consideration all the things that I don't necessarily think about.
like I can't just like plan something with you on like if like today's Tuesday, I can't plan something
Hmm.
for you at like 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Nope.
I can't just say yes. Like I have to see what the calendar looks like. Gotta see what we got going on. And I know for a fact Saturday, like it can happen. We got soccer
Mhm.
pictures in the morning, we got baseball pictures, got a soccer game, and then it's our friend's birthday. We have like a fall fest in our neighborhood that we're probably gonna go to. Or no, not fall fest, spring fest.
Hmm.
And then we have a friend's birthday dinner Saturday night. It's 420, so
Yep.
inactive. But yeah, just busy, man. I mean, you're busy, but it's just like two totally different busies.
So that's the thing,
And
because you're busy, you have to think about other people's calendars. My busy is, all right, I just have so many things going on for myself.
and like like anything you know me like everyone that knows me that like I hang out with on a consistent basis. When I say regular time, that means 8:30. Like the
Hmm.
normal time, that means 8 or 8:30. Like that's usually
Hmm.
because we base this podcast around that time.
Yep.
We do it between typically around 8:30, depending on the night. As we get into the
Hmm.
summer months, it might be a little bit later, but
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm grateful for you basing this around my life. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Shout
Good
out.
look.
So
Good look. Shout out to the homies.
it's it's not too bad. This is honestly my schedule, but I have a lot of hot takes that we're gonna end up getting into, and this is kind of how I've been feeling recently. The first one is we have to go to the People's Champ. And I don't know if anyone saw it, but Boban, we could just go by
Yeah.
his first name. My man, he missed the free throw, and a lot of people were like, "Damn, he did it for the Clippers." People also forget he played for the Clippers for a year or so, so that also plays a factor into him missing. Granted, he's the type of person that he'd probably miss it wherever. If it's like, oh, you
Yeah.
know what,
Yeah.
they're about to end up doing this, the likelihood of me missing anyways is high. So let me just like miss it more
Yeah.
intentional.
Facts.
Um, but yeah, they were winning. Big thing for him is he's still in the league. Like
Yeah,
some,
I was just gonna say, like, what does someone like that do when they retire? Like, yeah, he's gonna stay in basketball. Like, I don't know where he's from, but
Serbia,
is he? Okay.
yeah,
Um, oh, same as Luca, I guess, right?
yeah,
No, same as Jokic.
yes.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Not the point. He's gonna do something in basketball, maybe back overseas, back home, or stay in the U.S. And he's been on commercials and shit. So yeah, I mean, he's like you know, I say it loosely, like
Jokic.
a polarizing figure because he's so fucking big and
Yes.
he's such just like a goofy looking dude. Like
Yes.
it's crazy to be that big, probably. And then you gotta just wonder like what they do after basketball. I mean, he's at least 30. He's probably our age, right? If not older.
35.
35. Yeah, so he's older than both of us.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not that doesn't have many miles on the leg. So you can probably play
No.
another couple seasons and collect him a couple checks and call it a
He doesn't
day.
have to do anything.
He
He's
doesn't have to
making
do shit, dude.
2.8 million
Doesn't
this
have to do
year.
shit. That's fine, dude. Sign me up.
That's
Sign me
simple.
up, dude.
And he's a likable player too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've never heard anyone ever say a bad thing about him.
Hell no.
And that goes for like players, media, Twitter, whatever, dude. I
Yep.
hate Twitter, by the way. Y'all gotta stop being weird on Twitter. People say the weirdest shit on Twitter, and I fucking hate it. It bothers me so goddamn much, dude. These people are just unbelievable. Unbelievable. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, very likable guy.
Yeah, so that was the first thing I wanted to bring up. The second thing, and we've talked about this a lot. One, they announced the final spot, which if you saw my tweets earlier today, you knew who the final spot was going to be. It was more so his for the taking. But what
They
are your
announced it
thoughts?
for the
Yeah,
what? For the
Kawhi.
appeal. Oh, it is Kawhi.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice. I was really hoping it would be.
yeah, so the lineup, which most people end up knowing, LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Edwards, Anthony Davis, Tyrese Halliburton, Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, and then Kawhi Leonard. Are there
Yes.
any surprises for you on that team or people who should or should not be on the team? And you can
Um,
kind of tell what they were doing with this team too.
yeah, this is like a lot of the like this had to happen, right?
Hmm.
This had to happen. It had to be a mix of the guys we all wanted to see. LeBron, KD, Steph, really.
Hmm.
Like those are like the three guys of like our generation. There's a couple other ones, but like those are some of like the three biggest names. LeBron obviously is LeBron. Steph Curry changed the game probably more than anybody, and KD has been like the second best player since LeBron's been in the league. So it had to be those three guys. I love AD being on the team. I'm a big fan. Obviously, everyone knows that. The only player I guess maybe that you could have not had on like Tyrese Halliburton, put Kyrie
Yeah.
on there, but I mean, you're kind of I don't know. Devin Booker, hate it, corny. Drew Holiday, shout out. I mean,
Yeah.
right?
They like him
Um,
more than people realize.
yeah, he plays great defense.
Yes.
I mean, this is it's Joel Embiid. It's so funny that Joel Embiid is on the U.S. team. But I mean, this
I
the starting
know.
lineup is probably going to be
LeBron, Steph,
Steph,
KD.
yeah, LeBron, Steph, KD, Embiid, and AD. That's probably going to be your starting five. Just run that five for the entire Olympics, and there's dude. I understand that the gap is closing, on the like the U.S. as like a whole with like other countries being really really good, and you're going to see that probably.
Hmm.
But this team right here, like I don't care how old these guys are, like this team's going to win.
Hmm.
Like KD, LeBron, and Steph are not losing a gold medal. Like they're not. They're gonna go out with three or two.
Yeah.
LeBron's gonna have three. The other two guys might no. KD's gonna have three as well.
Mm.
But Steph and LeBron have never played on the same team. Bam Adebayo, like whatever. Yeah, I love that. I love the Kawhi's on it. Anthony Edwards. It's gonna be some Showtime stuff. So I think the Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers. Lakers at five, but
I know.
U.S. men's team at five. Whoever they're gonna
So
play.
what's wild is I'm looking at it and it doesn't even have Kawhi on this. Can you just imagine the bench that's coming off of it, for one?
Yeah.
Number two, this is how you know people are just throwing money and only in sports because Jaylen Brown isn't even on this. Yet he's the
Yeah.
highest paid player in the league. Probably the highest paid player in the league,
And you're
and
not
you're
on
not
the
on the Olympic team. Exactly. But other people are saying, oh, why isn't Kyrie on the team? But I
I get
get
that.
why
I
people
get
could
it.
say that. Now, what the big thing that you can look at and what they're trying to do is they're trying to find the face of the NBA when those people like retire. And you can see a big person on this who they're really trying for, and it's Anthony Edwards. Like he's one of them. Like he's the youth. You have Tyrese Halliburton is another one of the youth, but Tyrese Halliburton's on it because he passes. Like that's really his number one
Yeah.
reason
It's very
why.
random.
Yeah. And then
Um,
Jason Tatum is
you
the
know
other one.
who I saw? I don't know who I saw tweeted this out. Someone said that they should have put Cooper Flag on there. Oh, Austin Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Rivers, sorry. He
Hmm.
said he like just for what it would have done. Probably it would have been like more like a Christian Laettner thing than anything.
Yep.
But I think that would have, oh man, that would have been good. Give him some hatred already early on, hasn't stepped foot on a
Hmm.
college court. But yeah, I mean, Tyrese Halliburton kind of random, but like I get it. He's like the young face.
Hmm.
It's a good chance for like non really big NBA fans to see him play. And not
Yeah.
that it's like you're not gonna really get much because it's the Olympics, but you know, and he's going to be one of those last guys off the bench type of deal.
Hmm.
But I think there's a good chance for like non NBA fans, like non big time NBA fans, to see him play. So good for him, I guess.
Yeah. So the other part I want to go into now is we talked about the Olympics, and now we're going to talk about my favorite topic that I've been. If you've watched this probably for the past month and a half, you know exactly what I'm going to bring up, and that is the play-in. I've said it time and time again, and Steve and I have said it would not have made sense to have Phoenix, Dallas, Los Angeles Lakers, and Golden State Warriors in the fourth. They weren't going to do it. It would have been great basketball for that game, but to have them four and have two of them not make the playoffs, actually, the
Right.
NBA was not going to have that.
Right.
So you started to see the magic happen. Those two ended up moving up. The Pelicans are in this spot. And then it was an easy one. The Lakers beat the Pelicans. The Pelicans are not really there yet. And
No.
then I've talked to some people, don't want to give away names, but some of this does go into the big markets. Who are the teams and the fan bases people want to see? Want to see the Lakers. The other one is this Golden State Warriors like last run with this team? Because Clay's coming off the bench. Draymond is wild right now. So looking at it, the Lakers are looking like they're going to run away with this one, which then means the Pelicans would play the winner of the Sacramento Kings and the Warriors. The Warriors should be able to make at least one win. That second win, I don't know, but I feel as though they should be able to put up enough threes to end up beating the Kings, and nobody's going to feel bad if they beat the Kings.
I really want to see the Warriors
Yeah,
win that game tonight. I hated the Warriors obviously when they were beating the Cavs. Like just fucking hated them.
yeah.
But now that that's over and done with, I've appreciated them over the last however many years it's been. So I really would like to see them not go out like this.
Hmm.
You don't want to see like that type of dynasty, that type of team just fall apart like this.
Hmm.
So I would love to see them have a classic Warriors game. Like Steph goes off like 36, Clay gets 28, Draymond has like 10 boards or 10 points, 16 rebounds, and 13 assists.
Hmm.
Um, and doesn't get thrown out of the game. But yeah, I would like to see that happen. And Pelicans, Kings, not quite there yet. I think everyone would want to see the Warriors get in the playoffs and
Exactly.
play the Thunder
The
in the first
Thunder.
round.
Yep.
That'd be a really great series. And we were talking about before we started this, all the takes of the Lakers should throw this game so they don't get the Nuggets in the first round and take the chances
Yeah.
with the second game against either the Warriors or the Kings. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. Like
No.
that's the stupidest thing. I understand what they're like. I get it. Like they're trying to get attention and clicks and
Mhm.
everything. Mike Greenberg, shout out to him for saying
Shout
that
out.
live on TV and having the cojones to do so.
Yeah.
It's really stupid. I think the way the Lakers are playing right now, I wish you didn't say that they were going to run away with this one, but I think the way they're playing right now, I would, I'm going to pick them obviously to beat the Nuggets, but I think they can beat them. I think this is a
Yeah.
much different team. AD and LeBron are healthy, this time of year,
AD
whatever that
has been
means.
healthy.
Yeah, he played 76 games this year or 77
Yes.
games, whatever. So you're not gonna, I mean, what does healthy mean at this stage of the season? But shout out to Austin Reeves as well for playing
Yeah.
83 games if you include
Play-in.
the in-season tournament game.
Yep.
So good for him. That's dope. But yeah, their team, they're healthy. D'Angelo's not playing the same as he was last year. The lineups are much different. Rui is playing much better. So yeah, I think the Lakers have to be one of the favorites. But back to the original point, really would like to see the Warriors not go out like this, not be
Yeah.
sorry like
So the other side, and I was
that. Yeah,
talking to
the
my
East.
boss. Yeah, the East. I was talking to my boss
Is it really?
because
Is it the Hawks and the Bulls?
it's the Hawks and the Bulls against the
Oh,
Sixers and the Heat.
Sixers, the
And
Hawks and the Bulls.
the
Oh,
first thing is, so my boss, he's from New York. So of course they always talk about New York stuff, and he's so hyped for the Knicks because they're number two.
they
And I was
are.
like, honestly, it's cool that they're number two, but you have the biggest dark horse in the world that manipulates the whole Eastern Conference, and that's the Miami Heat. It doesn't matter where they are. Like and I was telling them this. I said, honestly, I can see the Heat just winning this because they know they can end up beating the Knicks. Like, you don't want to face the Heat ever in the playoffs because of the fact that team does not care about the regular season. You think they're actually 46 and 36? No, if they really wanted to, they could be the second or third best team. But they know, just like the Warriors, why try your hardest in the regular season when you can just figure out what team you want to play? It's either the Bucks or the Knicks they wanted. They
Mm-hmm.
weren't going to get the Cavs. You damn sure don't want the Celtics right now in the first round.
Giannis is going to be out for a hot second,
Exactly. Yeah.
and I
And that's the
saw.
Pacers and the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean that series is going to. I mean that could go either way now.
We saw it
If
happen
If
already.
Giannis is playing, I'm obviously picking the Bucks. But you mentioned Tyrese Halliburton. Like, this is a big time moment for him.
Hmm.
Damian Lillard, big time moment.
Yeah.
If Giannis is going to be out for a while, which he should be, and I saw you recognize his tweet.
Yeah.
That NBA fans had flashbacks to when KD had literally the same injury, the same time of the year,
We've been doing.
same
Yeah.
time of the season, 2019 playoffs, right before the playoffs about to start, strained his calf, grade 1 calf strain. They said he'll be back. He'll be out for a little bit, but he'll be back. And what
Hmm.
happened? First came back, boom, tore his Achilles. So,
Yeah. Yeah. He's been dealing with
obviously
it.
they're different humans, different athletes. They're built different. Giannis is obviously bigger, but nonetheless, look, man, just on a like a fan
Shit.
level, keep that man out for as long
Yeah.
as you have to, and just hope for the best with your team. Like, this
Yeah.
is just clearly not going to be your season. You're not beating anyone coming out of the West. Sorry,
Hmm.
like, no one from the East is beating anyone out of the West. I think that's already
Hmm.
been determined. But
Yeah.
just rest that name. Like, he's like 26. He's your franchise player. He's
Yep.
a torn Achilles is no bueno, especially
Yep.
someone like him. So yeah, keep him out
Yeah.
as long as possible. But the East sucks, dude. Oh
It
God.
does. So I have,
I'm not looking forward to the East playoffs outside of just watching the Knicks games to see what Madison Square Garden is like. So
they're gonna love it
they
because of the
will.
fact they haven't had something like this outside of New York. You're of course gonna think that, damn, like this is amazing. Number
And they're
one,
the
did
2 seed. The Knicks are the 2 seed. That's crazy.
exactly. Number
That,
one, did
that's
you
gonna make it
see
even more
LeBron
hype.
take the charge?
It did.
Yeah.
It did. That's a big charge.
I'm never doing that.
Bro, that's a
That's the
big
first thing.
charge. Like, that
Two,
moved him.
it
That
did.
moved LeBron, which doesn't usually happen that way.
Number
Oh,
two, did people not realize one of the reasons why we say that it's a market thing? If you're looking at this is after halftime, the seats aren't even filled yet.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's been that way the entire game.
exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what they're saying. You want the big market teams. The Pelicans don't even have everyone in the front row. If this was in LA or New York or even
Yeah.
Miami,
Packed.
it
Packed.
would be packed. Yeah.
Packed.
So that's the other thing. Um,
Wow.
the final thing I wanted to end up bringing up with this is the Cavs and the Magic.
Yeah.
How do you think that goes? Like, in my mind, I want to say the obvious answer, but
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, they're
I
saying,
think it's gonna be the Cavs. What about
yeah.
Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell, apparently they're saying, like, depending on how they do right now, he may or may not come back next year.
Oh, yeah, another guy, big time series for him. Like,
Hmm.
he had he had the help in Utah. So, but this is his squad now.
Hmm.
Very like under the radar. Um, like, because the East sucks, people just forget that these guys are on these teams. I feel like, or like they forget how they're playing or whatever. But like, again,
Yeah.
Damian Lillard, big time series for him. Tyrese Halliburton, big time series for him. Jalen Brunson, like, can he do it now in a 7-game series in the first round of the playoffs? And then being a
Yep.
2 seed, the Celtics, they got a ton of pressure, even though they were in the finals. Jason Tatum, like, all right, man, like, let's go, like, let's see it happen. Your boy, Jaylen Brown. Like,
Yeah.
come on, dude. Like, you guys have a good
You're
squad.
making all
You have
this
some great.
money.
Like they have a really good team, and if they can play up to their potential, Porzingis I think is going to be the X factor for them. I think what you're going to get from Jason Tatum. What you're going to get from Holiday. What you're going to get from Jaylen Brown most of the time. Porzingis, if he can get you like that, maybe 20 and 10. Maybe that's asking too much, but like, put up one of those types of games every now and then. That'd be huge for them.
Hmm.
Again, I don't think it matters who's coming out of these because they're not beating anyone out of the West.
Yeah.
So there's
So
that.
we talked about the men, and now we have to talk about one of my favorite
Ugh.
topics in the world. One of the greatest topics, because and I was telling so many people about this. There's some people I talk to in my like circle that actually pay attention to the WNBA or women's college basketball. And we already understood years before this, they were not getting paid shit. But because this class is here, everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're not going to pay anything. We then knew that. It wasn't like it just happened the other day. It's always been like this.
Nope.
And I was talking to actually two people that were going to enter the draft, but they were like, I'd rather go behind the desk because I'm going to make more at a desk job than I am there. Not everyone's going to make Caitlin Clark money. She's not making her money on the court. She's making her money off
All.
the court with all of her endorsements that she has. Like her and Angel Reese both had over millions of dollars. So they're going to be fine. It's the other women. And then the other part to this is in last year's draft, only 15 of the 36 women actually made a roster. So you're telling me you can get drafted and then that's the peak for
That's
you. You're
it.
done.
That's
That's
it.
it. And my last thing before I let you end up saying your thoughts on this is the commissioner wants to expand 4 to 5 more teams. My big thing is why expand when you should pay these women more before you expand to more? Like, why are you going to split your money even thinner? What you're going to just put in another market for what? You don't have the money already. Yeah, you're going to add more. So, what are your thoughts when you see a contract of 4 years, 338,000?
This has been known information.
Exactly.
We
Yes.
all know this.
Yep.
We all know that. Look, man, I like two things. So it's not like we're not making like disparaging comments. Like we know that they are really good at fucking basketball. We know that.
Hmm.
Caitlin Clark is like a generational like player, and she's gonna do wonders for the WNBA. Like, are those wonders gonna be able to like crank that salary up to like what they want? No,
Mm.
no, it is not even gonna come close, dude. Like, it's not like the product just isn't good enough to like, and there's multiple factors for that too. And I've said this before. They lay out like there's no good time for them to do anything throughout the season, throughout like
No.
from January to December, because there's always you can't like you just there's no good time for it. Like there's just no good time. Like it's not the product. It isn't good. Um, I'm not like no one's watching the games on TV.
Mm.
Even when Caitlin Clark is gonna be there, yeah, there's gonna be millions of more views, but like that's not gonna make that big of a difference. And I saw someone trying to compare it to like women's soccer and how like their talent or their product is infinitely better than the men's product, which okay, like I get it. The success rate has been way more than the men's team, but like if you line them up on the pitch and drop the ball, what's
Mm.
gonna happen? Like versus like the men's US team versus the women's team. We like come on,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Like you want to go ahead and line the Lakers up with the best team in the WNBA and see what happens. Like
Mhm.
it's not the same. It's not the same. And if you want if you want it to be like you gotta just have more support from the fans or people like people like us have to actually watch games and like tune in and like get involved and like but it's just I don't have I'm not doing it. I don't have the time. Like I watched all the women's basketball I wanted to watch this year because I wanted to see what Caitlin Clark was gonna do. And like, but
Mhm.
I respect it. I respect them wanting it, but it's just not a good product. Like I'm sorry, it's just not. And I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. Like
Yeah. No.
until you know they've mentioned I don't think they should do this, but they've mentioned like lowering the rims and doing all that. Bro, if you're gonna tell me I can watch like Angel Reese come down the lane, just like power slam it, like two hands, just yam it, yeah, I
Mhm.
might watch a couple minutes of that. You know what I mean? I might watch a couple of drop steps and a little, little crank. But other than that, dude, no, like it's not gonna happen. It's just not. The NBA is a global brand,
Hmm.
global, dude. Like global, and it has been that way for a long time since we've been alive. It's been a global
Yep.
brand. Like the '92 Olympic team really, like you saw it for the first time how big it was, and then you saw seen all of the European players come over, dudes like Yao Ming coming over. It is a global like name. The NBA is a global name. LeBron
Hmm.
James. People in China do not know who Caitlin Clark is.
No.
Like, I'm sorry, they do not know who Diana Taurasi is. They do like some do, but like not as many as they know who LeBron is or Zion or
Everywhere.
Brandon
Yeah.
Ingram. Like it's just not the same. So I respect them wanting it, but it's just until something drastic, like dramatic happens, dude. It's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
So
So the only positive they have going for them, and Steve and I can both say this for our age, Caitlin Clark, her base salary at the age of 22, she's going to make $76,000. I personally was not making $76,000. I was making damn near like $10 to $12 an hour working for a place we're not going to say. But that's the only thing. And that's not even that much now. Like if you factor in inflation
bro,
and stuff like that,
no,
it's nothing. You're not
no,
you're
no.
getting an apartment. Like if an apartment, you're gonna depending on where you are. Now, the kicker about all this, Stephen, is, and I looked this up. So when Indiana ends up coming to DC, number one, they don't even play in the Capital One Arena for most people that didn't realize that. They play in like the Trinity whatever now. It's the same place where the Capital City Go-Go play, so the G League team for the NBA. But when they come there, the tickets are like $500 to $600 to sit in like the front row or a couple of rows back to see Caitlin Clark. Number one, and I was joking with this lady at work. We both saw Caitlin for $20 against College Park, like UMD. I'm not spending $547. Then, if you do the research, it's actually cheaper to get a flight, go to Indiana, watch the game, get a hotel, and then come back. You can do all that for cheaper because the tickets for a home game for the Indiana Fever are cheap. Like they were saying, you can get one for under $100. But yet, when she's on the road, it's like the
Right.
circus. Like
Crazy,
you're
dude.
paying out
Drastic.
the ass for it. Yeah. And
Mm.
same thing with like Angel Reese. So when Chicago, although they do, I really wish they were a marketable organization, like the whole thing, because you have Camila Cardoza and Angel Reese. That's
Tough.
almost essentially similar to if, let's just say, Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins were both drafted to the same team. It's like,
Hmm.
yo, that's great. Most people don't understand that at all. They're like, okay, cool. But those two on the road will sell out places, small venues. But at home, the tickets are going to be like $50
Yeah.
or so.
Yeah. And it's like
So
that does not move the needle.
no, you're
Not
not
even
getting paid more
not
money
even
for
like
that.
a like that. Not even like that. You didn't even see that move. Exactly. That's
No,
how little it's gonna do.
no.
Uh-huh.
The whole league is resting on the shoulders of one human being, no matter what anyone says. And that's Caitlin Clark. Like if
Uh-huh.
she's not putting up 30, 40 points a game
Yeah.
again, it's over. Like if she's doing 10 points a game, they're not going to care anymore.
Oh
So
God.
speaking of money, because we brought this up in terms of the WNBA and the NBA, I honestly think I found the sport that any kids that I have in the future will end up playing, or I might start to
Yeah.
like focus on this no matter what. People do not understand how much money golfers end up getting. You don't even I would never come in first. There is no reason to come in first in golf. Why do I ever need to come in first? And I was telling this to Steven. You're telling me, so the big thing is the whole cut. A lot of people don't understand, like, that's where the money stops. You're telling me I could come in 60th place and I get paid $44,000.
Yeah. Sign
I
me up,
would
dude.
never. You are lying. I could
Bro,
come in 30th.
and these dudes, if they're top like 75, maybe top 50, these dudes are getting crazy amounts of endorsements.
Yes,
And
yes.
they're so golf is one of those things where like every sport it has like a number of brands. Golf has so many brands for so many different parts of the game.
Mhm.
Like clubs, balls, gloves, shoes, pants, like the shirt, like it's a whole thing, man. And it's like, and these guys
Yes.
can get these endorsements from like drinks, like post it, like just literally anything, dude, anything for them
Hmm.
to put their name on someone. Now a lot of these guys are with like Nike or Puma or Titleist or whatever it is, but there's just so many brands. But I will say this. I thought about getting Mason into golf, and he likes it. He watches it, which is great. I love that my son watches golf with me. That's probably way more cooler and important than football, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, but I thought about getting him into golf as well. Dude, that is a financial commitment that
Yes.
I'm just
It's
not looking to
insane.
make. Like
Yes.
I used to work at a golf course for three seasons, summers when I was in college. And I would work some of these like junior PGA events. Now, these kids were fucking unbelievable, dude. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised if some of them, if I looked at their names, they're playing the PGA Tour right now. They were just so good at everything. Their
Hmm.
parents were psychotic. They were like the golf parents are just they're just not good people. Um, but and these people coming from Florida, California, Washington to State College, Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
That's not an easy drive. Like trip. These people are like, yeah, we basically rent our house out during the summer and we just rent a motorhome and just drive all over the country for this. And these kids are like, they're not getting paid for anything. They're not getting paid any of this. Like, not getting,
No.
it's junior like PJ like high school into college shit. Like, so it's a financial commitment that like you have to like if your kid's good, yeah, it might be worth it because they'll like be able to basically go right out of college and be making six figures probably with endorsements and playing in tournaments, and you're gonna be playing all over the place. But yeah, it's one of those you have to do it early though. Like people can pick up golf, but to be like that competitive, it's not. No, you have to do that when you're like now like five.
Yeah.
So it's still there, still there. You can get him out swinging, but we have too many sports going on. I'm just trying to get a scholarship, dude. That's it.
So
That's all
the
I'm trying to
other
do with my
wild
summers.
part is, and people don't understand this. I like when I tell you I dove down the rabbit hole of this. The Masters, Augusta National, everyone hears about that, understands that because the purse is like 20 million, but it's more so the provenance, the history, and everything behind it. Because the RBC Heritage has the same size purse as Augusta National at 20 million. But the kicker is I can suck even more at the RBC National than at Augusta National.
Yeah,
I could come in 73rd and make 40K. You're telling me I don't even have to be the first or
not even
the
close, dude.
30th?
Not even close. Like Tiger Woods was like plus 16 in the Masters. He finished.
Yes.
He still got paid.
Steven, I could come in 31st place. Check it. I could tie for 31st place at the RBC Heritage and I can get six figures.
Um, the life of a golf caddy is pretty good too. They get paid. You should go
Yes.
down. You should go down that rabbit hole. They
Oh
get
my
paid a
God.
lot too. Like you got to know the game, obviously. Like you're like
Yeah.
you can't just beat some dude off the street. Not like in Happy Gilmore, but you have to know the game. Yardage, like what the wind, the breaks of the green, pinhole position. You have to know as much, if not more, than the guy you're caddying for.
Yep.
But they get like a really good percentage of those earnings. Really
Hmm.
good. You get to travel the world too.
Yes.
Travel the world. And like if you're a good caddy, you'll be on someone's bag for like
Years.
5 to 10 seasons if you're lucky. Tiger Woods has had a handful, but his main caddy, Stevie Williams, that most golf fans would remember when Tiger was
Hmm.
really doing his thing.
He had
He
the
was a
book and
Tiger for
everything.
like he was a Tiger for like 12, 15 years, dude.
Yeah.
And he made a boatload of money.
Yes.
Boatload of money. And then they had, they split up and Joey LaCava was Tiger's next caddy and he made a boatload of money. Tiger was winning again too. Like he won the Masters, he probably got like I don't know how way he probably made the Masters, but a really good amount. Like you're good. Like you'll be all right for a couple of seasons, a couple of years. It's fine.
Six
But yeah, the life of a golf
figures.
caddy is pretty lucrative as well.
Yes.
But only shitty part is like no one knows who you are.
No,
You're like no
that's
one
the
knows who
big
you
thing.
are, and you gotta carry that
Yeah.
background.
So that was like the other big thing that I wanted to bring up. The final thing, let's see if this will end up working. Uh,
Oh boy, this thing.
okay. Can you see this?
Oh yeah, dude, I've seen this on TV. This is the craziest thing. Craziest thing, dude.
Hold up. There is no way in the world. And then
Look at
that's how
this
you
man.
go.
Look,
I'm breaking
look,
legs.
look
I'm
at
breaking my
that.
leg. My leg is going to be done by the end of that. There's no way I'm going to be able to go up.
Let it, yeah, look at
First
this.
off, I'm burning my hands or something coming
Look at
down.
this.
He's
Just
walking like it's normal.
bro, pure like that is a level of strength that none of us will ever know.
No, just
And he
imagine
just
you're
and he
going.
just he's like, cool, I'm just gonna fall.
Yes.
Look, I'm good. Like I got it.
And he's racing someone. They don't even
Yeah,
show the
yeah,
other person
yeah.
he's racing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, this is the one that actually counts. Meanwhile, you just have regular people driving on the street like it's
Yeah.
nothing.
This is at like a amusement park.
That's
Or
what I was gonna say.
like a
Exactly.
county fair.
So
That's
that
some
was
that's some white people shit.
yeah. I look, hey, I was gonna make it a part of our category, but as soon as I said lumberjack, I'm
Yeah, it's
pretty
too
sure
easy.
Steven was like,
It's too
that one
easy.
was too easy. So that's everything, but what you got?
Not much, dude. I just want people to stop being weird on Twitter. I'm excited for the playoffs to start. Oof. Everyone knows that once the playoffs start, the basketball is just so much better. And like the score right now, score is 77-64. Like that's a great score for the playoffs. AD the leak out, bang. Um, yeah, just excited for the playoffs to start. Hockey too. Love playoff hockey. If you're not a hockey fan, watch the playoffs. That's all you need to do. Yeah, quick sense will be out this week as well, and a busy weekend with sports, activities, all that kind of good shit. But that's what we do.
Yeah. So my two things are one, just look up what Scotty Scheffler has done just this year alone.
Mm.
He's less than 30 years old. And my
Okay,
man
no,
has
I want to say this. I want to say this. I want to say this. Look at what Sky Scheffler's doing, and then go look at what Tiger Woods did over his first, you know, 12 seasons.
yeah,
Just for comparison.
yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The money is insane. That's really what I'm
Yeah, I was
saying.
gonna say.
So any human being that I end up like creating kids with, golf is going to be the first thing. The second one is I partially understand what Michael Jordan went through with this flu game, because I had to do a certain type of games on Sunday.
Ah, jeez.
And so yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Ah, jeez.
It was an
Uncomfortable.
interesting day to say the least, but we rallied through it and then we end up winning with that. But other than that, we'll catch you next week because we have the NFL draft, but also I'll be doing a Sweden edition.
Oh
So
yeah, that's right. Gang
yeah.
gang. Deuces.